Hey everyone, it's Af here. I am wanting to share with you one of the most common, frequently used Excel formulas that I just love and I use all the time. Uh, and what it does is it delivers basic stats dynamically. And what I mean by that is let's just say we have a list of data. This is just something I've made up. It's fictitious. It's not actually from anything. I just made it up. But let's just say we want to get an idea. You've gotten this data set from, I don't know, somewhere, or you have recorded something and you've compiled a whole bunch of data, and you just want to get a bit of an idea of what's going on. Maybe you want to know how many males versus females there are in the cohort. Maybe you want to know, see how many different modes of transport there are, and maybe get an idea of what's going on and that type of thing. So it can be this can be a really helpful way of doing that. Um, One way you could do it is a pivot table, but if you're sort of not wanting to delve too deeply into that kind of thing, this alternative is really, really helpful. So if you're playing along, here is my keystrokes will be just down here if you want to know what I'm doing with that. But let's get into it. So what I do is I have my data. I've got the first row is my column headers. So I've got ID, age, male, female, transport, and some kind of score. Let's just say it's satisfaction score of the transport that these people were taking. Let's say, for instance. What I do is I always put a column up a row. I insert a row up the top here, and I use here it is, the aggregate function. So we go equals aggregate, and if I just open up Excel helper, you can see that what it does is that it will return any of these functions. So average, count, max, min, product, standard deviation, sum, variance, median, mode, largest, smallest, yeah, just all these different things it will return. And what is really handy is that it has the option to ignore hidden rows or error values. Now this becomes really helpful, the hidden rows, or ignoring them, when you are filtering your data set. And so option number 7 is the ignore hidden rows and error values, so that's the one that we'll be using. So let's get into it. We're going to start with count, so that's function number 3. We're going to do ignore hidden rows error values, so that's 7. And then we're going to then just copy down to the end of the list and press enter. And if I scroll back up, you'll see that there are 100 sort of rows here. So already it's really helpful to get an idea of how many you have in your complete data set. But let's just say we want to have a look at say the average. So that's function number 1, 7, and then again we just copy down and press enter, and we can see that the average age for the entire data set is 48.82. Now if you want to make it into a round or whole number, then you can do that by just sort of selecting how many decimal places you want. But then the great thing is that once you've already got it sort of set up, you can just copy and paste, and it will sort of translocate over to this column here, so which is really helpful. Now this is where the cool bit comes in, is we can then filter, and we can say ask some questions or just get some idea of what our data is doing. So let's just say we want to look at everyone that had taken a bus. So everyone that had taken a bus, their average age was 53 and their score was 4. And everyone who, say, teleported, their average age was a bit younger and their score was 5, for instance. So you can already see the benefit of this aggregate function, and just quickly being able to sort your data and get some very basic stats, as I said, delivered dynamically. Guys, that's it from me for the moment. I hope this little video was helpful. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.